When you first walk into insurance sales, you're probably high enough to hunt ducks with a rake. You think you're going to make just amazingly easy dollars, and there's no downside of selling insurance. Well, I'm going to give you transparency on what it looks like so that you can last in an industry that eats up 90+% of the agent force. I know, Debbie Downer, but let's dive in to what causes this. First off, your belief goes down when you buy your first batch of leads and you think everybody is going to buy from your batch of 30 leads. This will hurt you. You've got to have enough runway. If not, you're going to not even have a chance of getting that plane off the ground. You've got to have enough runway to launch, and you're going to panic if you only purchase 30 leads. If you only purchase 30 leads, every person that says no to you is like a nail in the coffin. If you have 100 people that could maybe say yes to you, that no doesn't impact you as much because you've got a long runway. Leads are important. Not everybody's going to buy from you, but if you want to bite the dust, don't buy enough leads to launch. You got to have belief that's high. You got to buy enough leads. And not everybody is going to pick up the phone with outbound leads. It's just not going to happen. There's some leads that have never picked up for me, and I've been in this industry over 20 plus years, 2+ decades. That doesn't sound great, right? Well, that's the problem with some agents that jump into the industry thinking, I can make 6 figures in my sleep. I don't got to work hard. I just buy these leads and look at them and wow, I'm going to sell some life insurance, right? No, you got to hustle like you're being hunted in the woods. You're like, whoa, 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 I got to move, I got to move, I got to move. Pretend somebody else is touching your leads. It's going to change how you look at that. Pretend there is now a lack, there's scarcity. Somebody else is going to get access to my life insurance leads. I got to do a lot more dialing tonight to make sure that no one else gets to them before I do. You've got to have that intentional movement when you look at your leads. Launch, launch, launch. Don't wait till later. Don't turn your new leads into a very expensive aged lead. Action is the antidote right now. So when you buy 100 leads, launch as a insurance agent like, oh my word, somebody's going to eat my lunch. I got to eat my lunch fast. Be that person. You may find more profitability in your movement. But agents that only buy 30 leads, you don't have enough runway. You're going to get robbed of the opportunity because your belief just bites the dust with every person that says, I'm not going to buy from you, or they don't pick up. A lot of people don't pick up the phone. You got to have enough leads. It's all a numbers game, and the numbers don't work when you don't work your numbers. So leads are probably the biggest lie in the industry, where you don't buy enough and then you don't buy more leads next week. And guess what? You just run out of gas, run out of belief, and you bite the dust like 90% of the agent force. So the number one thing that I see is agents don't buy enough leads. Very big burnout phase because you thought that 100 leads was 100 sales. Not the truth. Or you bought 30 leads because you didn't believe enough in yourself and your upline told you these are 30 of the most amazing leads, and you only get 30 and you're like, this is tough. This is part of the industry. You got to look at a lead like, I got this. I'm going to go help them. Life insurance leads are great, but you've got to have a great runway here for belief. If not, you're not going to have enough people to talk to. In telesales, it's all about enough people to talk to. If you've got 30 people and only a fraction of them pick up, you're going to go, I'm going to fail out. This stinks. Your belief's low. Don't think in terms of failure. Think like, I got enough leads. I got 100 leads this week. This is going to be fine. I got this. You're in control. But you got to really focus on leads. And insurance agents that jump into the industry, they think leads are sales. Leads are a tremendous opportunity to have a powerful conversation. That's where we start. And we got to sustain that. So once you now have leads, are you practicing? Insurance agents that practice, they drill, they rehearse. They're just like a fighter that's getting ready to jump into a boxing ring. They are honed in. No boxer on the planet that's good is going to just jump in a ring when he hasn't practiced and toned himself and worked out and sweated and really gotten himself focused and ready for that fight. They do a lot more practicing than the minutes that they're in the ring with. Well, when the consumers, you're trying to ring-a-ling-a-linga their phone, you're jumping into the ring, so to speak. You're going into that ring where when the client picks up, hello, are you ready? Have you practiced your script so that you're ready? You don't get a second chance to make a positive and powerful first impression. And if you get caught on the lurch, you're not going to be able to even get on that phone call in a good way because you started off where they don't even trust you. You sound like you're not even prepared. This is something that happens to so many insurance agents. They think they're going to be a top performer with never practicing. If you want to ride the pine pony in football, fantastic. But if you want to actually get on the field, you better show up to practice and you better not fail to show up to practice because you play the way you practice. This is critical for brand new insurance agents. Agents that don't show up to train don't truly make it, in my opinion. Never seen an agent that has slacked in training be a success story. It just isn't the way of things. And then if you don't have a good mentor, you're probably going to have trouble too. You're brand new. You don't know what you don't know yet. Learn from other agents' mistakes. I've been in this industry over 2+ decades. Do you think that I've made some mistakes in my career in telesales calls? Come on. Yes, I have. I'll answer it for you. Yes, I have. I've learned from them. And I ran call centers before I even jumped into the insurance industry. You got to understand, we're going to get a little better and a little better. We haven't ever arrived in our career. We've got to focus on practicing, focus on drilling, focus on rehearsing so that when we're on the real phone calls, we're polished. We're polished and we're ready so that we can do the best for our consumer by being dialed in, no different than a boxer or a professional athlete, putting in the time so that when they put their pads on and they go into that stadium to play, it's the most amazing performance and they're putting their best forward, not the rest of themselves forward. And so many insurance agents wing it. They just say whatever they want to say and it hurts them really bad. So you got to focus on your leads for sure. Focus on your practice. Focus on mentorship. When you make a mistake, talk to your mentor that's done it a long time, that they can dial in what you're doing. Not that you're doing something maybe poorly, but if you can do better, would you really be against that? Learn from a mentor that can speak life into you. Go, hey, Jason, that is a way to do it. Would you be against trying something different that may dial you in to your consumer in a little different way? Is that all right? And most insurance agents go, yeah, I want to be dialed in better. I'm sick of what I'm doing right now. Nobody's buying from me. Can't take shortcuts in practice. You can't take shortcuts on phone calls. You can't take shortcuts when you're in the middle of a script. So many insurance agents, when a consumer gives them an objection, it just obliterates them. You got to be prepared. You've got to be prepared. You got to practice. You got to mentor. You got to be ready for any objection that client throws at you with great rebuttals that don't sound pushy. And that's why it's so important. Like what we do, we recruit agents like yourself and agencies nationally to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, annuities, face to face in the telespace. Free resources, always for your taking, my friends. But I'm sharing with you, we mentor hard and we train all the time because we know that if you don't train, your train ain't going forward, it's going backwards. You got to really put yourself into that position where I'm ready to win. I'm going to practice like I want this. I'm going to practice like I can do this because you got to keep your belief high. But I'd rather fail in practice than fail on the field. Would you rather fail in practice or you want to fail on a phone call where you just paid 20 bucks? Or maybe you're looking for good $2 leads that are exclusive. Reach out at jasonfinalexpense.com. We can have good conversations about that too, but you got to be tuned in. If not, what takes place on those phone calls will take you out. And you think the business is easy street. It's simple, but the business isn't easy. It's just not. To keep your headspace strong when you're hearing, I don't want this, it's one of the most negative places on the planet when you're selling life insurance. Do you think everybody loves you? You're like this much bigger than a cockroach in their eyes. And when you're realizing, oh no, the contact rate was down today, tomorrow will get better, but we got to keep tuned in. We got to keep focusing on the next call, the next call, the next call, and then we got to assume the business. We've got to focus on our numbers because top producing agents know that the laws of large numbers don't lie. When you don't lie about what you're doing with the numbers, you got to put the dials in to make the dollars. And agents that are sloppy, they don't stick and stay in the industry. The business is simple, but we've got to be sincere about our effort. It's an effort business. Those that do are those that get, those that are buying their leads, enough of them, those that are spending the time on the phone calls and really connecting, those that are assuming the business, those that are practicing with top producers and really putting their best hand forward. Well, they may realize they really love the industry when so many agents fail out because they didn't fix small things that became big things. Just like if you're a plane and you're off by a couple degrees, and then guess what? You're off course, you're off course, you're off course. Next thing you know, you thought you were going to Maryland and you're in Alaska or Europe. It was only a couple degrees off, but it can take you down in this space. Sometimes a couple stupid things that we say and we don't even realize can become a big thing. Like if a consumer says something to you and you go, yeah, yeah, or okay, okay, or you don't mean wrong. But what your consumer hears, if I go, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, the consumer hears me saying basically, without me ever saying it, shut up. That's horrible to speak to someone. And you're not saying it, but that's what they hear from you. So sometimes our little ways of communicating can come across caustic, and we as agents didn't even know any better. That's why mentorship matters. Scripts matter, words matter, tonality matters. This industry is one where at first it can be scary, but when you focus on your scripts, when you get your leads, when you lean into action, you may realize it's the best industry on the planet because top performers, boy, let me tell you, there's no better life than this career. But there's no guarantee that you're going to make it either. And that's where the risk meets the reward when you become that top performer. And those that don't follow systems, they get sloppy, they do it their way. Normally, it never works out. Never seen an agent that just said whatever they wanted to say, natural born salesperson ever survive in this industry. It's one where you got to have systems, got to have systems. And if you want to make bank in this industry, well, it's probably no different than a bakery. You want to have bread? Good. Get in the bakery and get in that bakery early. Blast forward with success, my friends. If we can do anything to serve you or you need any resources, jasonfinalexpense.com. I appreciate you watching. Thank you to my subscribers. Appreciate y'all more than you may know. If this video has helped you, comment down below. And you know what? Give me an idea and I may even do it for you. I appreciate you greatly. Have a great one. Have a more powerful day tomorrow. And I hope this helped you.